Hi everyone. In this video, we're gonna take a look at this knockoff version of Hasbro's Marvel Legends Retro Symbiote Spider-Man. I got this for 881 pesos, which is around $16.08. I will be providing on the description area some sample links on where you can get this. And now let's take a look at the figure. And now here's the packaging. So this was still squished since this was only placed in a bubble wrap. But that's fine, as long as the figure is safe. Then we also have this piece of paper that we also get from other Marvel Legends. And then here's the back. Then we have this code 12681, which I hope will identify this knockoff from the original. And since I bought two of these and they have the same code. And then here's the rest of the packaging. And now let's remove the figure. So upon removing this figure from the clamshell, you will immediately notice some loose joints and some very tight joints. Like this one, it's loose. Then for the shoulders, it's very tight. So for the tight ones, let's try if we can loosen it using a blower. And another issue is that the body was not properly connected or combined. So there's this gap, or maybe we can consider this as crack already. And now let's check if we can now articulate the right shoulder. So we can move it up, but we cannot move it down. And it's also hard rotating it. So let's try another round of the blower. Okay, so here, we can now move it up or down. But even after the blow dry, we still cannot close the gaps on the body. As you can see here. And now here's the close-up. So the eyes are okay. The paint is thinner though, so you can see some black parts coming out from it. But that's fine. Then here are the sides. Here's the back. And then the top. Then here's the neck. So minus scratches here. Then here are the cracks that I mentioned earlier. Then here's the nape. And again some scratches here. And now here's the body. And again we can see some black parts coming out from the paint apps. And then we can see some break on this part. Since the legs were painted higher. That is also why the legs flow and stop near the armpit. In the original, they go down here and stop near the back spider logo. And another paint issue here. And let me just show you the other side of the spider logo. And actually on this side, it's already on the armpit. So we can't almost see one of the legs anymore. And actually that's the same case on my other knockoff. As you can see here. Even the missing paint here is consistent. And similarly, we have a thin paint app for the abdomen. And it also has an imperfect shape. And it's consistent with the other knockoff. But I'm not sure if that's the case for the original. Then moving on to the side of the body. So here's the close-up of the cracks. And minus an excess glue here. Then onto the other side. So still you have cracks and some excess glue. Then here's the back. Then here are the paint apps on the butterfly joints. And let me just show you that those paint apps don't align with the rest of the logo. And again, some black parts coming out from here. Then here's the abdomen of the spider logo. And similar to the front, this one also has an imperfect shape. And that's the same with my other knockoff. And now we move to the arms. And let's go over each side. There's not much going on with the rest of this figure since it's all black. But still, let's check each part. And now here are the hips. So mine has a white residue here. But that's fine, it can be wiped off. Then here are the sides. And then the butt. Then here are the thighs. And so far we haven't seen any plastic molding issue or plastic scuffs on this figure. Then here are the legs. Then here's the bottom of the feet. And I'm impressed how clear the texts are. Since on my knockoff Hulk, the texts are almost unreadable. I hope you can see the difference. And now here are the extra pair of hands. We have the wall crawling hands and the web sweeping hands. Then here's the close-up for the wall crawling hands. Then here's for the web sweeping hands. And as you've already noticed, one has a paint issue. Although for me that's fine. I didn't have any issues using the hands. So I can easily change or articulate them. There's no need for me to use the blower. Now for the articulation, the head can look up this far. And it can look down this much. It can also look left or right. And it can tilt sideways. The butterfly joints can move back this far. And they can move in forward this close. The shoulders are still tight, but you can rotate them for 360 degrees. Then you can move them up, but for 45 degrees only. And that's the same for the other shoulder. It's tight rotating it, and you can move it up this much only. We have full bicep swivel. The elbows can bend halfway only, as you can see here. The hands can rotate 360, and it can move up and down. So all other hands have the same movement, including the alternate ones. The diaphragm joint can move forward this much only, and can also move backwards by this much. It can also move sideways, and it can rotate left or right, actually for 360 as well. And this diaphragm joint is loose, as you can see here, and even when moving it sideways. And let me just show you that the diaphragm joint on my other knockoff is not that loose. It can even hold its position from the side. Then for the waist joint, it can move forward this much, and it can move all the way to the back. Similar to the diaphragm joint, this waist joint is also loose. Although there are times that it can hold from the middle. And again, let me show you my other knockoff. So the waist joint of this one can lock from the back and from the middle. Then for the drop down legs, it doesn't really work well for this knockoff, since moving one side also moves the other. And each one of them has a minimal range of up and down movement. But they can still provide this figure some posability. And still for the legs, they can kick forward this high, and they can kick backwards this much. They can also do the split this wide. Then we have the upper thigh cut. The knees can bend this much. We have leg rotation. The feet can move up and down. And lastly, we have the ankle pivot. And now here's the shake test for this knockoff. So the loose joints are the diaphragm joint, the waist joint, and even the ball joint on the hips. And then the rest are fine. So I'll try researching on how to fix the loose joints. Now the height of this knockoff is around 6.5 inches. Now here's the knockoff retro Symbiote Spiderman, alongside with a knockoff Ben Reilly Spiderman. Now here's the knockoff retro Symbiote Spiderman, alongside with two original Marvel Legends. We have the Ben Reilly Spiderman from the Absorbing Man wave, and the Thing from the Super Skrull wave. In the end, I like that we have this knockoff alternative worth 881 pesos, which is still cheaper compared to the original one, even if you add the shipping fee. In the Philippine market, the original starts at 2,000 pesos, which is around $36. In terms of issues, I am okay with how the spider logo was printed. My real concern are the loose joints since it's hard posing it. So if you know how to fix it, please let us know in the comment section. And again, this knockoff can be an alternative, so you can use it for customization projects or just complete your display by adding this figure. And that ends this review. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do hit the like button and leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye!